Hey guys, what's going on? It's the Block Bull right about now, bringing you the latest episode to the channel. Now, before we dive into the charts and the analysis, make sure to smash that like button and we'll see if we can hit 100 likes for this video, guys. So make sure you're subscribed as well if you are a new viewer over here on the channel. I appreciate all your support moving forward, especially the ones that are subscribed in the Discord. So a big shout out to everybody that has joined the Discord. If you guys want to join that also, you can click the link down below in the description. But in today's video, let's dive right into it. We do have Zebec now. So ticker symbol ZBCN, and on the daily time frames, we are down 4.3%. Now, there's only a few different cryptos over here in the watch list that are positively in the green. We've got Velo, we've got HBAR, and we've got Trump, which is the biggest gainer in the crypto bubbles. Just take a look at the week. We can see Zebec is there, up 1.2%. Again, Trump is having a tremendous time over the last couple of days, which is highlighted over here on the weekly bubble. Okay, so looking really, really good. Potentially memes could be the first ones to move before we do roll into altcoin season. However, I want to cover Zebec today because I've literally just taken a huge trade on Zebec. I've deployed some of my dry powder. I was looking to buy in lower on one of my other altcoins as well, that being Torshi. So I think I took out about 10%. I was 60% exposed. I took out 10%. I'm looking at a literally 5% dip and it went the other direction. That's fine. I'm not going to go chasing green candles. I've just rotated it into something else. So I've gone into Zebec. I've actually contributed some dry powder as well. So we're in here with around approximately 15% of my portfolio now exposed to Zebec. And I've just bought upon this sort of bull pennant here. Now, I'm going to zoom out onto the daily just to give you guys a little bit more context with what's going on here. Look at this huge liquidation spike we had up here. And what I'm going to do is just put in lines with markers. And what we're also going to do is we can also hide that. We don't want to hide that TA. What I want to do is we want to hide the simple moving averages. So this is what's happening here. This is a huge bull pennant, which has been printing, I would say, around this sort of date here. So that was 18th of May. So what's that? 5th of May. That's been printed for about 5 months now. 4 or 5 months worth of consolidation, and it's been range bounding. And this is why I have taken this trade now on Zebec. All I am looking to do, guys, I don't believe we'll see a breakout of this bull pennant up until sort of December, even going into next year, potentially, even with the rate cuts, which are, approximately 96-97% chance, which will happen tomorrow. We have got the Fed meeting over today, tomorrow, guys, so we are going to expect some volatility. Right now, Zebec is still in a bull pennant, so bull pennants are kind of misleading, I would suggest, because bull pennants typically only have like 55 to, I would say, 60%. And I've seen so many bull pennants break down. Yeah, this being the bull pennant. So you got the sort of flagpole there, and then this is the pennant here, this sort of symmetrical triangle coming off this massive rally, which actually began towards the end of April, all the way through. And then that lasted approximately about 4 weeks, is it? 4 or 5 weeks maybe, of literally just explosive movement to the upside. Now you can just measure here quickly. Look at that. Zebec ran up approximately 800%. So that's a 9x on your capital. That was absolutely, within 5 weeks, 9x. Like, we need something like that soon, because these markets have been so dull over the last, like I say, 4 or 5 months, ever since we started printing this bull pennant. So hopefully we can get a similar move to this. This would be textbook stuff, but like I say, guys, I'm not looking till the end of the apex until that happens. So I'd be looking at the end of Q4 going into sort of Q1 of next year personally. But like I said, I've bought a big bag, decent bag of Zebec, and I'm looking to trade the bottom of this range. So you can see here what is happening is quite clearly, guys. Yeah, bounce. We're looking for a bounce. Again, guys, this doesn't account for any wicks. Again, we've not quite got an entry there upon that sort of trend line, and we continue to bounce around. So again, we're respecting this sort of yellow trend line, marking in these sort of daily closes here. So we've had 1, 2, 3 marks of resistance. We've come back down, and it looks as if we are sort of retesting that area now. So in my view, it's a good time to be purchasing Zebec, and that's exactly what I've done. I can only tell you what I'm doing. Again, I cannot offer financial advice. So I bought a decent bag down here, and all I am looking to do now with Zebec is run it back up to here. We could see a false breakout before we roll back over inside of the structure, but that's fine. The fact that I'm buying here, hopefully this is the bottom for Zebec. Okay, hopefully. Now, I can't forecast what's going to happen, guys. I can only illustrate to you guys textbook stuff. I can identify this as a bull pennant. There's the odds are slightly favouring a breakout to the upside, but like I say, the chances are we're going to probably roll over by the time we get up to here. So if I just measure up, this is what I am looking to do now with some of the dry capital I've got, rather than just let it sit there waiting for a liquidation event. I can put it to work. Okay, now from this point here, at the time of trading, I'm just going to measure up in terms of gain. So I've just made an entry here just before recording. So if I run it up there, we're running up approximately 30%. So 30% on my capital, that would be phenomenal. Even if I just do that over the next week or two, even with the Fed meetings now over the next day or two, I'd be very happy with a 30% return. And then what I'll probably be looking at doing is seeing how crypto does play out from now up until, I would say, over the next week. See how it reacts to the Fed meeting, because usually the Fed meeting happens and then you probably see fake out. So you'll see volatility, it'll flick up, it'll flick down, it'll be a lot of volatility. Then what will happen is it'll probably take a dip into the weekend. Sunday, we'll probably take an entry depending on where the weekly closes are going in. And then hopefully that'll give us some more data, some more historical price action to actually go off, and then we can make some more accurate calls going forward. But like I said, I'm not actually seeing any sort of breakout up until the end of the year, guys. So that's all I'm looking for now, 30%. There is a chance Zebec network continues to fly. Every chance. And if it does break out prematurely, I'd be looking at this sort of target from the sort of open of this mouth, of this sort of wedge, all the way to the top there. So if we sort of break out here, say Fed meeting goes absolutely parabolic, tomorrow, 29th of October, somewhere around here, I'd be looking up there. So that's approximately 200% move. So that's a 3x. That'd be brilliant. So what I could do is I could run some of my Zebec up to, say, that 30% mark, take profits. I could take my initial out. It all just depends on your methodology. Some people like to get their initial out and then just ride the profits. I could do that. Or I could just, say, I'll take 50% profits, keep the remaining 50% running, maybe to sort of target this sort of high up here, and we'll mark it out now. So if you guys want to target this sort of next checkpoint, then you can do. So I'd be targeting around sort of 1 cent 44. That's where I'd be probably looking at taking profits before a sort of pullback. Pullbacks you would expect would sort of retest these highs of this structure. So this high here, I'd be looking at price action retesting this point. So if we do get a breakout to the upside, something similar like this. I'm not saying this is what's going to happen. Like I say, guys, what I expect to happen is we break out in sort of end of Q4, Q1. But what I'm saying is, guys, there's a slim chance we can break out early, and this is what I'd be looking for. Take maybe half profits here, continue the rest here, and then I'd probably take full profits here before pullback. And I'll be looking at testing this level here. So I'd see a pullback back down to this sort of region here where, I could ultimately re-enter Zebec depending on like what the rest of the crypto market's doing. Okay, guys, that's just a brief overview of what's happening. Obviously, all these cryptos and these chart patterns all come with risk, guys. So there is a chance we could capitulate. We could lose this symmetrical triangle. There's a very high chance that we do lose it. Like I say, we're probably looking at like 40 to 45% chance of breaking down from this point here. We may not hold, but for me, I do believe we'll hold. I do believe we'll hold. And I would be looking at coming down here. You can see this sort of splitter. So this low here of this structure and this high here, this was the high pretty much of the structure. I know you get these sort of fake outs here with these wicks. If I just grab this, you see the wick there. Ultimately, this is like the high of sort of 2020. Yeah, he's penetrated pretty much all of 24. You get some alignment here. But what I'm saying is, guys, this has acted as resistance. We've broken through resistance, and then we come back down to retest what was resistance, now support. And this is what happens, guys. These levels get broken, and then what they do is they retest the levels. And these are the sort of optimum buy. So down here on the yellow line would be optimum buy, but there's no guarantee that that's going to happen. For me, I'd be pretty happy with this as a retest, simply because we've got that liquidation spike up there. Okay, so yeah, majority of the liquidity down there has been liquidated, guys. So yeah, I'm fairly happy with Zebec now to continue to move to the upside. But yeah, hopefully we see some of you guys in the Discord. If you're not already, make sure to like, share, comment, subscribe. Do what you got to do as always, and I shall see you in the next video, guys. The block bull is over and out.